So go on then, boys. I'll ask the question while Joe eats his thing. Johnny can go first. Burnley 0, Southampton 1. What's your thoughts?
It's not good, is it? So the first 5 minutes, I'll be honest, I thought it could have been 5-6-0. We started fucking awful. But I didn't think we actually played that bad. But to be 1-0 down at home and to not make one substitution says it all. I mean, it's just come on here, 17th. I mean, West Ham, Sheffield United falling behind us. It's just not looking good at all. Who are we going to sat? Wilson will be sat at home at Liverpool watching this thinking, fuck that. I'm not going there. Why do I want to go there? What is the fucking point? Tarky's on his way out. It's fucking doom and gloom. I'm calling it now, doom and fucking gloom. I just don't get it. Fucking shit.
What's your predictions for end of season?
We'll be lucky if we are where we are now, going off that. There's only creative players being shoved out top right because we've no depth. All these young kids, oh yeah, they're well good. We hadn't even brought them on when we were 1-0 down at home to Southampton. We haven't got beat off. We have not lost a game in the last 7 meetings against Southampton. They've had one shot and then they've just sat there. They haven't done anything, and we haven't broken them down. We haven't done anything. It's just not good. It's just not a good feel to it at all. I don't know. I'm not happy.
But my concern there is they weren't even warming up. There was never an intention to use them players.
They were sat every time they were sat in the stands picking their arse. They knew they weren't getting on.
They knew they weren't got. Even Matty Lowton, who's obviously, like you said, a first team player, he's just sat there with his kettle caught on. There's no team that you know that Dash ain't going to use you. Go on, Joe. Let you have your thing.
Well, from what I've seen of the game, we weren't good enough. Admittedly, I've only watched the last half an hour. But I was driving back from work in the car, listening to the full 45 minutes, and we just didn't sound good enough. Southampton got off to a bright start, and even though they didn't produce anything, according to Johnny, after the goal, they were still easily the better side, according to the commentary on TalkSport. But second half, of what I saw, neither side wanted it. Southampton had got the win. They knew they got the goal. They knew they got the win, so they didn't have to do anything. It was like, right, Burnley, you come at us, show us what you've got. You need to unlock us now. And Burnley, we didn't do anything. We just sat back and didn't do fuck all. A few pings into the box and a few set pieces. I know that's what we're good at, but they just weren't good enough.
No, true. Again, sloppy play. I don't want to be too harsh on Taylor because I think he's one of our best players, but it came through far too easy on the left. Shank for a goal. Can't tell you how frustrating it is, especially in the first 5-10 minutes. And then we did better than them. McCarthy made a good save from the Taylor shot. We had a goal disallowed that no one in the world would have called that as an offside. I can't believe it didn't even go to VAR. I mean, it probably looks like it could have been offside anyway. I just think we were another day. We could have had 2 or 3 goals, but unfortunately, it ain't happening. And there's nothing to change it when it's not going our way. That's the only thing that's concerning me.
What about Stevens? And I'll let you two talk about Stevens because I only saw him for half an hour. I know you mentioned it in the actual show, but what are your thoughts on him now at the end of the game?
I'll let Johnny give the main thing, but I'm saying with Johnny, I didn't really notice anything. Greg Robinson's comment is saying Stevens, no confidence, always turning back. I don't necessarily think that that's the case, but I do agree that he didn't really do anything with the ball. But some people's job's not to pace the defence, is it? Is to keep hold of the possession. But yeah, I agree. He didn't really have much to show for us today, unfortunately.
Yeah, he can't. It's hard to judge him off that. I mean, he only turned up yesterday and got put in the team, but I think for the first 40 minutes, I made the comment as Stevens actually touched the ball. And the problem comes down to we don't have that depth. He's the player who should be coming on when we're 1-0 up, or we've got an injury and we go to a 5 in midfield, he comes on, or if Cork and Brownhill and Westwood's injured, he comes in. He's been put in and we've moved this creative player out on the right mid. And then we're wondering why we haven't created anything. That is the reason why. And it's not Stevens' fault because he's not that type of player, but with no one else. So Anthony, put your best players in the right players and don't fucking try and make space for people. It's just fucking nonsense.
Anthony Roof's come up with a good comment there. But poor performance overall from both teams, but Burnley was set up to play the ball over the top. But once they got that early goal, they just sat back. And I can't disagree with that.
What we tried to play the ball over the top.
It says that the way we were set up was to play the ball over the top, but because they got that ball so early, they just sat back.
But why would we try and play the ball over the top? Because we don't have pace. And that is what we miss. We need pace. We don't have it. McNeil looks like a totally different player this year. I don't know. From the games I've seen him, I don't know if it's Wade Darcy's telling him to play or his head's gone a little bit. He's not taking anyone on. He's not beating anyone. He's not doing anything. It's not. Again, it's not. I don't think it's the players' fault. We've just got who we've got, and that is what it is. They'll give you 100%, but the 100% isn't good enough at the minute.
No, I agree. There's still that. Well, 100 people 10 seconds ago listening. Still, so and there's loads of comments coming in about it. But a lot of people agreeing that McNeil's not there today. McNeil has no right foot. So, I mean, don't want to get on his back, but I do agree he's not really turned up yet this season. But neither is the team. Taylor played well. McNeil didn't look interested. Stevens looked like he didn't know how we played. Dunn is a great header of the ball, and we should put him up top in the last 10 minutes to play it long to him. That's John Corbett. Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
Mix it up. We don't mix anything up. It's like I said, if we don't have the players to play 4-4-2, do not play 4-4-2. What is so fucking difficult?
Yeah, Wilter's made a point. There's no leader in this team.
No, I'd agree.
Yeah, totally agree. Yeah,
agree with that. I don't think Ben Mee's a leader either, though. So I know he's the captain, but I don't necessarily think he's a proper leader. I think Tarky is. So when Ben Mee does come back, I still don't really think there's a leader in that team.
No, yeah,
that graphic they put up of how many players are injured. It's an absolute. I mean, is it 7 first-team players are injured, which is an absolute joke.
Yeah.
Why are 7 first-team players injured consistently? They're always injured. There's got to be a root cause. I mentioned it last week. There's got to be a root cause why they're always injured. There's got to be. It's a joke. And they say, we'll come back into the team. We're going to. If you're Garlick, this is what I mean. If you're sat there and you're thinking, right, we need 5 players. What happens when them 7 come back? Are they just going to ship them out? It needs a massive. The players coming into the contract, we need to say, right, unfortunately, you're not going to be part of the plans. We need to get fresh blood in. But Wilson will be sat at home with his agent, watching that, thinking, fuck that. I am not going there. What is the point?
Yeah. Someone thinks that McNeil's been sussed out, and that we've seen that in the last 2 games.
Yeah, but again, you look at Burnley, who's your key players, McNeil. So Afternoon will just say, right, just mark him. They've got no else.
I agree with that.
Easily.
Yeah, 100%. Even if we invest, and if Tarky leads and we invest the 35 million, we'll be lucky to see half of that reinvested back into the team. I agree with that, Matt Lawcock. Need a real leader, like Ross Sachs at Ake. I don't actually watch Stanley, unfortunately, but that's Clark's opinion.
I'm sorry if we're getting a centre half from Aki Stanley to save this season. Just fucking relegate us now.
I think it means that we need a centre half that leads a team like he does at Ake.
Not bad enough that you're comparing people at Ake to you need someone like that. Yeah. How shit we are at the minute.
Yeah, no. But yeah, in fact, no, that's my opinion. Of the 74, if you want to carry on, because there seems to be a lot of opinions. It's like the phone in. Get your calls in.
I don't mind. I'm not going anywhere. I don't mind chatting.
Get your calls into Johnny and Joe. Tell us what your thoughts of the game were. We'll invite you in. We'll send you a fucking link. Let's get involved. Let's tell you what. Do you want Garlick out? Do you want Dash back? Get involved, boys. My battery's on its half there with me.
It's hard as well because it is the second game of the season, so you don't want to be too negative. But I have not seen one positive thing since the end of last season to now. I haven't seen one thing where I thought, apart from we're going to potentially sign Wilson, and I thought, fucking hell, that is unbelievable if we sign him. But we can't afford to lose.
Been more positive than this.
I agree. Wilson would be a decent acquisition, but I can't see him wanting to come now.
No. His stage in his career, he's got to be playing regular Premier League football. Now, you look at if I'm in his position, if I'm Wilson sat at home and thinking, right, what teams do I want to go in the Prem? And you start ticking them off going down. Burnley, no. And I would. Because why? Why would you want them to Burnley? You don't get any recognition for England. You play unbelievable. Look at the players who played well for Burnley last year, and they haven't been recognised for it. Pope, Pickford's over Pope. Tarky's nowhere near England squad. That is one of the main reasons why he does probably want to go. Taylor's no recognition. McNeil fucking couldn't even get it under 21s, and you stick players in that. If Chris Wood weren't from New Zealand, he'd be nowhere near any international team. So that's what I'm saying. You don't get any recognition. What's the point?
Andy Leap has been blocked for saying, "Come on, Rovers." But most of the people throwing in the comments, "Come on, get Garlick out, Garlick out. I want Garlick out before Dash goes." Is Joe Schilling's comment. When are the quizzes coming back, Joe? I'll let you answer that before we carry on ranting.
I don't know.
That's the second time I've been asked that question. One on here and one in the dentist.
Hopefully the first Sunday of October. But who asked the question? Was it Lynn by any chance? Yes, it was. That's not 100% confirmed, but hopefully first. I've got a bit more time on my hands now.
So I've been sacked.
Might do it, Lynn. In a word, Johnny. Yeah.
Fuck's sake, Johnny.
What? I didn't know. I have a joke. Have you really? I'm joking.
He's not been sacked. He's just been like.
Bradford, I'll tell you off air, actually.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It were all lies.
As you can see, this isn't scripted.
Fucking awful tonight, Kieran Phillips. I hope he's not on about our stream. I hope he's on about the match. Owen Pot. Yeah, hi lads, I feel your pain. And then Joe Schilling, Southgate, he's off his tits. Torquay over Mings. Hope over Pickford all day, every day this week.
We all can't be wrong with that. Everybody says the same thing.
I know, yeah, it's an interesting.
Better than Mings. Pickford's better than Pope. Sorry, Pope's better than Pickford. Fuck that up, didn't I? But that's what I mean. This is why Johnny says, "What if you're a young English centre half or young English player, you're not going to think like this time 5-6 years ago. You had Eaton, you had Keane who were playing for Burnley and stuff and getting it. Even Tarky back then 3-4 years ago and stuff. Now they're not happening. It's not happening. So back then you'd have seen that the young English central defenders and players like Gibson would have gone, yeah, it'd be a good move for me. That they get recognition there. They do well defensively and they get in the England side. Now it's like you said, that people aren't looking at that and thinking, yeah, we can get into the England side there and we can progress our career. Because even Gibson didn't progress his career. He came here and his career fucking finished.
Yeah. And how many people have done that with starlets like George and Kudu? I'm not saying he's a star now, but we've taking people like this and we've done it over the years and we're not investing our sort of like time into them. We're just putting them on a bench. We're not giving them that sort of thing. I mean, even Drinkwater. Granted, he was dog shit when he went to Villa, but he didn't even get a chance to be dog shit here, really.
You've got to look at Danny Drinkwater in the situation in the nightclub, don't you? I think he did that to himself.
Yeah, but it's not an uncommon theme, is what I'm saying, is it? If it weren't that, would it have been another reason?
Potentially.
When you look at the players we've had on loan, like over the past Dash era, some of the players, I mean, we had like Chalobah, I forgot about him. Some of the players we've had.
And Kudu.
What is the point? If they say, right, we've signed 3 players on loan at the end of this transfer window, it's fucking pointless because we don't play loan players. Loan players Burnley loan players just do not work because Dash don't want to put the effort into them because by the time they get to where he needs them to be, they're no longer at the club.
Yeah, I agree with that because I've mentioned this before. You've got City, Liverpool, Manchester United. None of the players who will play there would have to move. You got Shaqiri that can't even smell the fucking bench at Liverpool. Who would be like a star in most Premier League teams. We don't even go knocking saying, have you got any players? And granted, we're linked with Harry Wilson now, but how shocked is everybody by that?
Yeah, how shocked is everybody by that? How much truth is there in it?
Exactly.
And see, like, what we're going to say, yeah, as soon as I heard the words 15 million quid, I was like, oh, he's not coming then. Because they're not going to spend that sort of money. And if they do, again, it's another shock. It's like, oh, bloody hell, we spent 15 million quid. He has to be good then. So then he's got too much pressure on him as well.
Yeah,
I think the problem you've got, if we're going to spend 15-20 million, it means that Tarkowski's going. And to me, he has to stay. If we're going to do anything and progress, he has to be part of the Burnley team. It's pointless getting rid of Tarkowski and buying 4 attacking players for 20 million because we're going to be fucking shit at the back. It's pointless.
We need to centre off now. Never mind if Tarky leaves.
But what I'm saying is, Tarky goes, are you going to replace? Sorry, go on, Simon.
Our Turfcast researcher, Laura, who's been looking all day on Twitter for us, still nothing confirming Tarky on Twitter. Sorry, I'll just put that back up for you there, mate, so you can see.
Yeah, go on, I'm reading it.
Still nothing confirming Tarky on Twitter. But yeah, Tarky is a must. Agreed. Sam's saying. I agree, mate. I think that, like you said, someone's commented there. So Brambley's at Hudson Odoi and getting Tomori on. You know that some clubs like Villa, they're going in for like Ross Barkley's and
exactly.
Like
over there, whenever it were.
And you just think this is what I'm saying. I'm not saying Shaqiri would be the perfect fit at Burnley, but what I'm saying is they're moving from Chelsea to Villa, and Shaqiri is not even getting like a phone call saying, "Do you fancy it, fella? We'll give you 6 months football." He played at Stoke, for fuck's sake. He knows how to play.
Shaqiri would be unbelievable for us.
Yeah.
Like I say, when he would play for Stoke, they play similar to us, and it was unbelievable. He'd be brilliant for us, but we're never, ever, ever going to get that type of player.
It'd be good for us, and I know you as an example, but I think Dash likes people who track back more, and I think that would be Dash's problem with him. But I'd love him.
Yeah, but that's our problem though, because when we end up with like Chris Boyd and Arfield, who were good Burnley players, but they're not going to take it to that next level. Since Arfield's gone, have we replaced Scott Arfield?
No. Well, yeah, Brownhill.
Who?
Brownhill.
No, but I mean, Brownhill's centre mid, innit?
It were Hendrick, but obviously that he was already here, wasn't he, at the time? But Hendrick became the new Scott Arfield. He's left as well, and now we've brought Dale Stevens in, who's also a centre mid. So no, he's still not been replaced.
Yeah, and that's the problem. We don't replace the players that we lose, unless we get like Tarky for Keane and stuff. But it's fucking. We need that much money to spend, and I know everyone says Garlick out, but it's not all his fault. I think it is genuine. He's reached his limit. There's not a great deal he can do now. That's the problem. It's not he's being a tight cunt and saying, I'm not giving you that money. He's reached his limit and he's openly looking for investment to buy Burnley. Otherwise, he'd just be like, no, I'm not fucking spending a bit. You know what I mean? Just like Mark Ashley at Newcastle.
Just like before, everyone keep getting your comments in because they're literally flying in tonight. But just before we sort of like dive on Tarky, because I've seen someone bring this up, Anthony Roof, I'll put it on. But he put like Tarky is gone. I think Dash must have told him not to play to avoid injuries. Now, my question for you two is that there's more people to the puzzle on the player's transfer. Isn't there? There's his agent, there's the club, there's the clubs interested. Is it a case of somebody saying? Because is it just Tarky saying, "Well, I've got a sore toe, I'm sitting at home"? Is it more than that?
It could be. Is it? I don't think Dash will have told him not to play. I don't think Dash should have done that. I don't agree with that. I think if anyone's told him not to play, it's Tarky's agent. If he isn't playing, if he's refusing to play, which I don't buy the toe injury personally. But there's a lot of people involved in a transfer, so I think for me it probably is mainly his agent saying, "Look, if you do a cruciate now, you're not going to get the bank that you get from a 10%."
Exactly. There's a lot of people get paid out of the transfer.
Yeah, I tend to agree based on the fact that a good friend once told me about a certain Burnley player who played through injury. Now, if Dash allowed that to happen, with the injury he had, somewhat similar with Tarkowski could play. And that is what's in my back of my mind. I don't think it's a Dash thing. I think it's an agent saying, look, if you play and something happens, you're not going to get this move. But you don't fucking know, do you? Only certain people know. But if he wants to go and better himself, Tarkowski, and move to a better club and a better team, fair play, you can. But as a Burnley fan, we'll never, ever, ever, ever get a centre half like Tarkowski ever again.
No,
I think I made a stupid comment looking back last book. I said Brady will get Player of the Year, and then he got injured. But Tarkowski leaving will be the demise of Burnley FC in the Premier League. I'm calling it now.
All right, then. Well, here's a comment for you that we'll bring on to sort of like a last topic if everyone's got stuff to do. But Garlick is sucking the life out of the club. Now, we all seem to be turning on Garlick. And Joe mentioned it earlier that we would not be where we are without your Kilbys and your Garlicks building the way for it. I wouldn't say he's sucking the life out of the club, but I think we're driving a car into a wall at the minute. That's the problem.
Yeah, I think sucking life out of the club's a bit harsh. I think, as we've said, he's got us to where we are today, but we need to take that next step. And instead of standing still, we've gone backwards. And we've gone backwards because he's not putting... I won't say he's not putting any money in because that's a bit harsh, because I don't really know. Obviously, it's all a self-run club and stuff. So But we've gone backwards because we've let all these players go, and he's not been there to sort it out. Probably knowing that he's in talks to sell the club, or he knows that he can't take the club any further. So now we're going backwards rather than standing still. So we're going to need to go backwards, take a step back, and then start building again from the back if we stay up this season, which at the minute is looking very, very. Looks like it's going to be difficult. I thought there were 3 teams worse than us. I still think there is, but West Brom were fucking good today against Chelsea. I know they ended up throwing it away, but they scored 3.
Yeah, they did. They looked scarily attacking wise, didn't they? They looked scarily good. I've just realised that, obviously, because I've shared it into groups, obviously sometimes it's not showing us the comments because it's not been posted on the original stream. So I'm just having a quick look through them. But someone's put, we paid 15 million for the lad from Middlesbrough, paid money for the lad for the Leicester lad. His wages are part of it. Good money. It's good to players to never have made our team, who is behind the scenes, players getting these players in and they never come and play. Basically say, yeah, they never come in and we're getting players that aren't even coming in and getting a chance.
Well, yeah, we've spoke about that, haven't we? That's,
yeah. Sorry, I'm just catching up on the messages.
Not a Garlick issue. That's a Dash issue.
Gibson is good enough to play for Burnley. He's good enough. There's a reason why he's not playing. Whether it's him, whether it's Dash, it's some of the club. Gibson should be the centre half for Burnley as we kicked off today, but he's not for whatever reason. It's not because he's shit. It's because there's fucking tension between them, and that is the problem. Our record signing has fucking hardly kicked a ball for us. That is bad investment. So on the flip side, you look at Garlick, you think, right, I brought my transfer record and I've lost a fucking lot of money on a player now who's on bench for Norwich. That's an issue. If you're a businessman, you're not going to start ploughing money because you think, well, what's the fucking point?
Yeah.
When you're looking to sell, sorry. Obviously, if he's not looking to sell, then you would, but he is looking to sell, so you're not going to do it. You don't go to sell your house that's worth 100 grand and think, right, I'll get a 20 grand extension on back. Right, I'll try and sell my house for 120. It's still worth 100 grand if you put a 20 grand extension on. That's where he's at now.
Someone's put, Quilter's put, I don't agree, but that is JT's best take yet then. Don't think we're footy just yet. Tarky's fantastic, but Ben Mee compliments other players when next to him. It was similar with Michael Keane, so it doesn't leave us. So if he does leave us, I don't think it's the start of the demise, just bodies.
It is. Ben Mee were good 4 or 5 years ago. He's not at the same level as he was then.
If Gibson was still here, I'd be like, Tarky can leave and we'll probably be all right. But I think it's the fact that Tarky's going to leave and now we're down to Kevin Long. That's the problem. Or Jimmy Dunn. Like Jimmy Dunn especially has looked good going like the last few games and stuff, but they're not ready for the Premier League, them two. Kevin Long's been here, 5 years and he's still never really got a chance in the team, and there's probably a reason for that.
Is it Quilter? Would you be happy with Ben Mee and Gibson or Dunn? Long or Dunn for the rest of the season? Yes or no? Simple yes or no. Would you be happy with that? Ben Mee fully fit.
We'll say that. Anthony's just put Rig is robbing a living. So Rig's obviously been brought in to bring players in. And since he's come, I don't really see any sort of return on our investment yet. If Wilson comes in, if Dawson gets over the line, and obviously we've got Stevens, you'd probably say it's a good transfer window for us if that happens. If we kept all the Tarky, even better. But that's looking increasingly unlikely now, isn't it?
Yeah, we're not going to keep all the Tarky, let's be honest. I think a lot of people need to realise that Tarky's gone. I mean, that's not us, again, like we always say, with any knowledge of anything that's happening. Just read between the lines. He's got this mysterious toe injury. He's not playing. Dash keeps saying, I think he'll play tonight, and then he doesn't. That's because he doesn't know whether he's going to play or not, because Tarky hasn't decided, or Tarky's agent, whatever. He's clearly either waiting for the offer or he knows it's coming, so he's going.
Daniel Ormerod's put Ben Mee with Long or Dunn. Fuck that. Sounds like a striker's delight.
Thank you. I totally agree.
It's not Rig's fault. It's Garlick's fault. He insists on holding the strings and can't negotiate a deal.
But he doesn't negotiate them, though, does he? That's what Rig's there to do. Unless I'm missing something.
I think, from what I understand, Rig gets the papered offer and puts it under fucking Garlick's nose and say, right, this is what I've got for you. And it's up to Garlick to ring it up and sort it out.
I think Rig obviously has players, and he'll have a fucking 100-player list. I'd like to think so. Surely he has a list of players who we should be signing that meet our demands, criteria, budget. And it's just got to tick all the boxes.
But then the other side to it is, how do we not know that Riggs bringing these players in and then Darcy's saying, "Oh no, I don't."
Yeah, that's the point. Totally agree with you, Joe. Because Dash is very regimented in the players he wants. Now look at the players we've tried to sign. When we had in Kudu, he didn't fit the Burnley mould. I'm not saying he will world beater, but them kind of play. Does Wilson fit the Dash mould?
Probably.
You could argue probably not, and that is the type of player we need to attract. And now is he going to fucking track back and cover Bardsley and Lowton or Taylor at left back week in, week out? No, he's not. But is that what we want? Do we want fucking players up and down wing who don't create? So I personally don't. But it's worked for us. It's fucking difficult, isn't it? I don't envy any of the jobs.
Greg Robinson's put Dawson would be a good signing. Me and Joe discussed this, and I think Johnny Tate agrees with it. It'd be a steal at $1.5 million if that's what it is.
It'd be a good squad player.
Makes sense. Where we are at the minute, yes, he's nowhere near Tarker. No one's saying he is, but where we are at the minute, we need somebody like him with Premier League experience to come in. Yes, he was shit against Newport County the other day or whatever, but I don't care. We need someone with the experience to come in and go into that slot and say to Jimmy Dunn and bloody Bobby Thomas or whoever you bring in, this Worrell or whatever, and say, right, you can have this position in a year or something like that. That's what we need to do.
A couple of people have commented earlier, and Nicky Unwin has just put the Burnley boss calling out the board to get players in. Apparently, in his interview earlier, he's been basically laughing the interview off, saying we need players.
There you go. Well, we know that anyway, though.
We do, don't we?
It's good to hear the manager sort of being more vocal because he keeps it.
I haven't heard you because we've been doing this, but
no, I've not.
We need players for ages, so nothing's new.
Yeah, but he's been asked to stop seeing it as a riddle and more of a like, this is it, end of.
Well, again, like, if people can't read between the lines, and obviously I'm referring to God there, then they're fucking stupid. They should be running a football club. It's obvious that we need. It's obvious that everyone can look at that squad and say, yes, we need players. And whether Dash is talking in riddles or not, he's clearly unhappy. And he even said you're even unhappy before lockdown. It's a load of bollocks.
When does the transfer window end?
Is it 3rd?
I don't know.
3rd of October.
I know it's just about a week or just more than a week or something.
I think it's 3rd of October, which is a Sunday night. Is it? Let me just Google it for you. But,
so we never. This is why it's bad, because we never ever come to a couple of weeks of the window and think make a fucking variety of signings. We don't. So, but on the other hand, because we've got that many players out of contract, is that budget what fucking Garlick has, or whoever, renewing them contracts? Is that like 70% of that budget? You know what I mean?
Well, even if you talk about budgets and stuff, if you look at the money that we've saved on not renewing them contracts, Joe Hart was on 50 apparently. Jeff Hendrick was on about 40 to 45. Aaron Lennon been on a lot, so they've saved money on wages there straight away. So the money's there for wages. You could easily bring someone in now on 75 grand a week within the money that we've lost on them lot. Sorry, kept on them lot.
But you don't know what other players have in the contract. They might have matched the highest earner clauses. Because I know that happened with Tom Eaton or Chris Wood. I think we signed Chris Wood and he got the highest earner. This is what I've heard. And a couple of players jumped up to that. So if we sign someone for 75 grand, 6 players might have to go to that wage straight away.
It's not just that. It's the players that are on 30 grand that are fucked off thinking, well, why am I not on 70 grand? Then I'm playing in the same First 11 as him. It's the implications it has on the mental thing of everybody else. I've discussed this before.
We need to sort that out. Like you need to start getting to the next level. If people are on 30 grand get fucked off, then sort it out and give
them
right. Pay them
right. It's the 5th.
Maybe they're on 30 grand because they're not good enough.
Exactly. Yeah, fair enough. It is the 5th, the transfer deadline day, but there is an extension for domestic incomings due to coronavirus, which is the 16th. That's according to the Telegraph anyway, so if I'm wrong on that, that's a Telegraph. But 16th of October will be for loans and permanent transfers between Premier League and EFL clubs, so we can still sign up to the 16th, but also we can still lose players up to the 16th.
So it shuts on the 5th.
We're not keeping Tarky for that long, are we?
No. It shuts on the 5th, the transfer deadline day, but according to the Telegraph, domestic transfers can still go ahead up until the 16th.
So basically, Tarky can leave up until the 16th.
Apparently so, yeah. That's, again, going to the Telegraph. Apologies if I'm wrong. But yeah, no, interesting. Good topic. It's kept hold of a lot of people. We've managed to keep around the 100 mark for the majority of that second half stream. So yeah, good doing business with you guys. Unless you got anything else you want to say?
No.
I thought we did well there, mate. I'm not gonna lie. Johnny Tate?
Oh, yeah, no, I've not to say. I think we've said it all. Thank you for all your interaction, and it's good to have more people commenting and getting involved. Obviously, we only interact with you. We don't interact with anyone else apart from each other. So, no, it's good.
Yeah, no. I think we did well. How did we do, Joe, boss man?
I'll watch it back and I'll send you a grade. You know, because I don't know if you've noticed, everybody, when I do that, right, lads, let's chat about the game. Simon's like, right, sat back up, like, yeah, just 1 minute there, yeah. At least,
here we go. You've changed. You've fucking dummies well out here. Look at dummies gone.
I get shit talked out.
At least you know now, Perry. At least you know to talk to me rather than just giving up after full-time whistle.
I'd like if you didn't slag me off on this week's podcast as well without me having a chance to fucking argue my case. I noticed that's a weekly fucking occurrence.
What were it? I can't remember.
My Robbie Brady comment this week's without me getting a chance to defend myself.
Come on. It's a silly comment. We were giving you shit for it on Sunday.
It's not a silly comment.
It is. Definitely is now.
We're going to have a serious lack of podcast. We've done that good of a debate on this second at the end of the match. We'll just crop this and put that as next week's podcast.
I'm sure there'll be some more shite that happens between now and when do we call it? Wednesday? There'll be more between now and then that we can get pissed off about. Probably the lack of signings again. John
Corbett's I enjoyed himself. Good listen, lads. Thank you.
See, that's it. They're all coming out at pubs now at 10 o'clock. No one can go and do it. What a better way to spend your Saturday evening.
Sam Taylor, good to be on the same page with all three of the lads. And Neil Crosdale, good listen. Well done, chaps. So, yeah, I'm excited to see the number on that, Joe. And thanks for having us.
Yeah, if you don't already, please do like the page. We do stuff on a regular basis. Quizzes, watch-alongs. We'll probably try and do one on Wednesday because I don't think I'm at work. I haven't checked the rotor yet, to be honest. And weekly podcasts. So please like the page if you've enjoyed this debate.
Enjoyed it, mate. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having us.
See you in a bit.